So for today's upload, I will be doing the quarantine tag, and I was tagged by Leah McDonald. So Leah, thank you for that. So this quarantine tag, and I'll list all of the information down below in the description box, but I'm actually looking forward to doing this tag because I did, although my content will stay the same on my channel, I enjoy it. I kind of just needed a little bit of a switch up on routine for my channel, and so I am looking forward to participating in this tag. So once again, Leah, thank you so much for including me. That being said, I don't really have a plan for a look for this tag. I'm just gonna go with the flow and see where we end up. So much like Leah, I'm not necessarily going to discuss the products that I use in this video, but I will list them in the description box down below if you are interested. So just looking at my phone right now for number one. The first question in the tag is, what is your work situation and how have you adapted your routine? So I am an elementary school teacher in Ontario, in Canada, where I live, and I teach grade 1. So as you can imagine, given that we are social distancing and schools have been closed since the Friday before the March break, my job has changed dramatically, and the physical nature of the job being the number one difference. And I'm going to start this off by telling you that I miss my students so much. And this has been very difficult being away from them. I knew from grade 8, the age of 12 or 13, that I wanted to be a teacher. And I love my profession. I especially love working with kids, and I miss them a great deal. So that being said, one of the number one changes to my routine with regards to my job, which I'm so thankful to still have at the moment, is distance learning. And for those of you that have children, you know what I'm talking about. So I find that with regards to the distance learning, one of the initial and ongoing concerns that I've had as a teacher is equity. So equity insofar as devices go. Now, you obviously, for distance learning, unless your school is able to provide you with a hard copy package, meaning a photocopied printed out package of the learning material on an ongoing basis, if you don't have that option, then you need a device. And insofar as having a device goes, you also need Wi-Fi. So equity was and continues to be a huge concern for me. Our board is working on continuing to deliver devices to those families that filled out a survey. I believe the survey went out about a month ago. You just listed how many children you had at the school, their grade levels, and what device you were currently using. As you can imagine, it's not ideal for a family of, let's say, 3 school-age children to be doing their work each day on a cell phone. No, I'm not saying it's impossible. What I'm saying is it's just not ideal from anyone's perspective. So that being said, I know in teaching grade 1, a lot of the work that I've been providing are short YouTube video links, short just to explain the lesson, because that's what I would do in my classroom, is introduce the lesson, explain it, make sure all of the kids understood, or as best understood the material as possible, and then we would do the actual work. So given that I can't do that at present, I provide a lot of YouTube links, and I watch every single one of them before I assign them, just to make sure they're teaching exactly what I want. And then the kids will do work, which they either submit to me through a messaging system or through another means. Now, here's the thing. So ESL, English as a Second Language, was another huge concern of mine with this online learning. And I have a feeling for the next 2 to 3 minutes, I'll be talking about how my job has changed. A lot of families at my school and in my class in particular, English is not their first language and they have come from other countries. So with regards to learning in the classroom, I often would have the opportunity to sit down with a child and use my laptop, make sure that I can translate into their language so that they're understanding the basics of what we're doing, and I can modify their work that way so that the learning can happen. Now, in sending a lot of the links to my families that I know the parents struggle with English a lot, I actually try to translate it using Google Translate prior to sending it. However, I can't do that for all of the videos. So it's really been a struggle to make sure that everyone has access, everyone has the understanding of the work being delivered. But, you know, as teachers, I'll speak for myself personally. I'm doing everything I can. I'm so appreciative, so thankful, so grateful that I'm still employed. And you betcha I'm making sure I am doing everything I can to support my students' learning during this time. So, with regards to how my schedule has changed, obviously I'm doing all of my planning and teaching from home. And then what I'll do is I'll typically plan the day before, watch all the videos, include all of the work, and I'm making sure that I am also taking into consideration the time constraints of my families. You know, I'm not going to assign hours upon hours of work when I know a lot of parents have to sit there and do the work with their kids. So I definitely take that into consideration as well. So I'll plan the day before. I usually wake up around 5:30, 5:45, and then around 6:30, I'll upload the work for that day. And I keep that work up until Sunday night. And then Monday morning, I will delete that work, but save it in a Google Doc to share with parents who are a little behind. And then I will upload work for the Monday, and then the Tuesday and Wednesday, and etc. So that's how work has changed, and I'm sorry that that took up such a large portion of this video. Number 2, what have you been binge watching? So my husband and I did watch Tiger King, and that was a great series. highly enjoyed that. So little guilty pleasure there. So Tiger King. Also, Don't F with Cats. These are on Netflix. We have Netflix, and I really enjoyed that as well. So I'm not going to say any names about that series because I don't want to promote. That's what that individual, as far as I understood, always wanted, was notoriety and fame. So I'm not going to say their name. But initially, the title of that series was enough to make me have zero interest in it until one of my BFFs said, watch it. And I did, and I think there are only 3 episodes in that series. Right now it's a limited series, but it was really great in my opinion, and I would recommend checking it out. Don't let the title throw you off of watching it. On PVR, we have PVR'd Forensic Files 2. Now, if you've ever watched Forensic Files before, part of the issue that I have with Forensic Files is that the music, I would watch it late at night, and the music would make me fall asleep. And it's so funny because I think there's Facebook groups dedicated to Forensic Files music making you fall asleep. And if you've ever watched Forensic Files, you must know what I'm talking about, that do. And my husband and I are just ridiculous that way, but we actually made up a little thing that went, don't fall asleep to the music, because you would always fall asleep to it. So Forensic Files 2, back on track, they have sped up the music, and I don't know if that was just to update, because they did update the intro as well, but it makes me laugh that they updated the music because it's faster. And so it's not as, lulling you into sleep as the previous one. But Forensic Files and Forensic Files 2, I love those types of shows. Naked and Afraid on PVR, really like that one. The time of night we usually watch is about 9 o'clock, 10 at the latest. And 10 is kind of the threshold of me passing out for the night. So we typically have to pause it and then watch it in segments. 1 episode. I'm just a grandma right now insofar as falling asleep and being tired goes. Number 3, have you read anything good lately? Let me just check the exact wording on that question. Yep, have you read anything interesting lately? So I'm not a book snob, but just things have not been piquing my interest like they used to in previous years where I would read 30 to 40 books. Recently, I read Open Book by Jessica Simpson, and I mentioned that in some of my previous uploads. Really enjoyed that book. And I'm going to tell you a funny story. So I've been having a lot of Zoom staff meetings, well, once a week with my staff from school, the other teachers. And in my last meeting, my principal had mentioned how John Mayer was on his playlist. And immediately, boop, 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 in my head popped, no, 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 thank you. No, I'm a friend of Miss Jessica Simpson. Not really, but it'd be nice. And she says some not very nice things about him in her book. Now, I'm not going to start rumors here, but just his behavior was not very nice, in my opinion, and how he treated her mentally in that book and physically, to be honest. And so I'm sorry, but no, he is not on my playlist right now. But yeah, so the books. I really enjoyed Jessica Simpson's Open Book. Number 4. I'm just going to check. Has your makeup routine changed at all? Do you still wear makeup? And what has been your favorite makeup product while in quarantine? So let me tell you, my makeup routine has changed in that I now have so much time to do my makeup. Not that I was rushed before, but I actually scheduled a time block into my routine to do my makeup. And now I have so much time in the morning. So like I said, I wake up early. And what that does is it allows me time to myself in the morning to do some stretching, just some self-reflecting. Like I said, post my work for the day on my classroom website. But in addition to that, the fact that I get up early means I've already had time to myself to do what I need to do to get ready for the day. And so come 9 o'clock, I'm ready to do my makeup. And I have quite a bit of time to do it. And darn it, I look good walking my dog around the neighborhood. But on a on a more serious note, I just wanted to say, I really enjoy the artistry of makeup. I don't wear makeup to impress people, although it's nice to, feel your best and look your best, in my opinion. But I love color. I love texture. I love glitter. I love sparkle. And so because I've always loved art and the arts, I just find makeup is kind of an extension of that. And I find that the doing my makeup it's cathartic. It's relaxing. I look out on the greenery behind my house and I have my blinds open wide. I sit in front of a window to do my makeup. And so, yeah, I just enjoy it. And so answering the question, I've just had tons of time. So has my routine changed? Time-wise, yes, but in the application, no. I still put makeup on every day. If I don't feel like it, I won't, but I enjoy it. So most days I do. The products that I've been enjoying, highlight, glitter, and my ambient lighting trio just for the color. I'm hoping you can see. It just adds a really healthy glow. And I'm going to tell you a little story, not to get off track here, but I played competitive soccer for a good portion of my life. And I remember a referee stopping some players on my team. I must have been about 9 or 10, maybe 11 at the most. And he told us to make sure we tucked our shirts in, had our socks pulled up. And I don't think anyone gave him attitude, really, per se, but someone questioned him about it. And he said, listen, when you look your best, you feel your best. And when you feel your best, you perform your best. And I mean, I don't necessarily think we have to perform during quarantine, but mentally, I want to feel my best. And so when I feel that I look my best, I do feel my best. Anyways, so that little short story there as a side note. Number 5, I believe it was, have you learned any new skills? Okay, let me tell you something here. I typically have a lot of self-discipline. I'm just trying to decide which eye palette I'm going to grab. I think I'm going to grab my Carly Bible. Yeah, so I'm usually pretty disciplined when it comes to eating and healthy lifestyle and etc. Oh, coronavirus is not a friend to a person who is trying to live a keto lifestyle and who is also trying to respect the parameters of social distancing and staying home unless it's an essential trip. So I do understand that eating is essential to remaining alive. However, prior to coronavirus, I would make my lunch for the next day, the night before, every day. And it would typically involve fresh cut peppers, fresh cut cucumbers, cheese, pepperoni sticks, egg, a little container of chicken that I had chopped up. Anyways, strawberries. It is much more difficult now to maintain that when you're not able to go out all the time to get those. And you could argue that, yes, you can go out and get them. Yeah, I can. But every time I go out, am I not exposing myself to potentially contaminating somehow with coronavirus? And that might sound a little bit extreme, but when you have a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 10-year-old, sorry, 4, 7, and 10-year-old at home, anything you are exposing yourself to, you're putting your children at risk. And I'm not willing to do that. So anyways, that being said, yeah, bread making, baking, I've become highly skilled at. Not very proud of that though, because like I said, it's not a keto friendly lifestyle. Okay, so TikTok. Have I gotten on the TikTok trend? My daughter has, my 10-year-old. I cannot stand TikTok, and I'm sorry. Please don't send me any hate comments. I'm going to tell you what I hate about TikTok, and I'm going to use the word hate. I find that it promotes a lot of copying of each other. It's just the same dance over and over again. It's the same song over and over again. I do love the cute animal videos. And here's the thing. In one of my previous uploads, I mentioned how I was referred to as a boomer. And yes, I am. Perhaps I am. I'm fine with that. But I really get uncomfortable with some of the TikTok videos wherein the girls are scantily clad. Now, hear me out, please, before you attack me. I am supportive of whatever makes you comfortable to wear. However, the dancing in combination with certain clothing items or the lack of certain clothing items and the bouncing and the jiggling makes me really uncomfortable to watch, or makes me uncomfortable as I watch it. Now, again, let me address this very, very openly, honestly, and logically. I have the ability to swipe, and I do. I swipe right away because it makes me very uncomfortable to see those videos. But they're all over the place on TikTok, and you can't avoid them, and so I just am not on TikTok. But yeah, so that's my opinion on TikTok. And like I said, though, I love the cute animal videos. Next question is, I had family FaceTime video chats. We don't have a set time. When my kids want to FaceTime their cousins, they do. When I want to FaceTime my sister or my brothers, I do. And my mom frequently comes over for social distancing walks. We stay on the sidewalk. She walks on the road. My mom is a little bit technically challenged or technologically challenged, so she doesn't know how to FaceTime or anything. And so physical distancing while visiting is our option right now. Number 8, have you bought anything? So the Sephora VIB sale happened recently. I treated myself to the Charlotte Tilbury Rock Chick palette, which I was waiting for some time. I also purchased the Natasha Denona Blush and Diamond palette, which I am loving. And I purchased, I purchased a refill for my ambient lighting trio, which I use on a daily basis. So I also purchased learning books and materials for my kids to help with the teaching at home, which I'm doing. In addition to my own class, I'm teaching my own kids. So I needed resources for that just to make sure I'm supplementing their learning in the best way that I can. And I bought tons and tons and tons of seeds, fruits and veggies, because I plan on having a garden. And just to counterbalance the not being able to go out frequently safely to get my fruits and veggies, I'm going to try to grow them in my backyard. Okay, next. It hasn't arrived yet, but I'm looking forward to a matching sweatshirt and sweatpant outfit that I bought. And the reason I bought that is because I'm wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts all the time. I saw a meme or some sort of post recently, and it was actually pretty funny. It was you have your your lounging sweats, your professional sweats, and your outdoor exercise sweat. That's fully what I've been doing. Sweats all the time. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to the arrival of that. And the last thing that I recently purchased was today actually. I just ordered online from Sport Check 2 pairs of shoes, and the reason is today exactly I am 3 months post complete Achilles tendon rupture. So that was February 1st. Today is May 1st, and my recovery is going well. A little bit scary because physical distancing. I don't go to rehab. I haven't seen my doctor since prior to all of this happening, my fracture clinic doctor. So I've been relying on YouTube a lot for suggestions and advice. But I find that the shoes that I have for walking, a lot of the tops of the shoes dig into my ankle, and that ankle on my injured foot is still extremely swollen depending on how long I've been standing on it, and the shoes dig into it, and it's very painful. So I purchased 2 pairs of shoes from Sport Check with a knit wide mouth, almost like a sock ankle, and so I'm looking forward to that for not only a little bit of support to hold my ankle in, which isn't painful, that type of weave support, but also just I'd like to be able to walk a little bit more. I can typically walk for a maximum of 15 minutes around the neighborhood before my leg is really hurting my ankle. And that's because I still need to build my calf muscle up a lot because of the injury. And I find, again, I'm getting sidetracked here, but part of the reason I've been struggling a little bit with healthy eating, healthy living, and stuff like that is because I can't do the cardio or the long distance exercise that I would love to do to occupy my time and my mind during this time, because I can't walk longer than 15 minutes without my ankle pulsating and just aching so badly. Okay, number 9. I just have my answers here on a paper. Let me see. So number 9, have you texted your ex? I don't have an ex. And I've been married since 2007. So the answer to that one is no. Number 10, playlist. What's on your playlist for quarantine? So I have mentioned this in another one of my previous recordings. I am a sucker for love songs. Love songs about the person being sung to being the best, the most loved, the reason for living of the other person, the person doing the singing. So I find that I've been looking up a lot of songs that I used to listen to in university. My Love Is Your Love, Whitney Houston. Just a Dream by Nelly. Best I Ever Had, Vertical Horizon. Amazed by Lone Star. And another thing I've been listening to is a lot of musical theater songs and musical soundtracks, more specifically Cats, Phantom, Joseph. I love those. I love to get into those when I'm playing them. So, but I mean, do I have a playlist? No, but that's the type of thing that I've been searching for recently. So yeah, so that's about it. The look is done. I hope that you enjoyed today's upload. Thank you for tagging me, Leia. I hope everyone is safe, staying home, and I will see you in my next video. And I will consider tagging some people, and if I do, I'll put them in the description box down below. Thanks so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.